Did he?
Let's have a look, see if I can find you a good bit, actually. I obey the tradition of sub-kilt nakedness. This is Alistair. So next time you see him, you'll be able to say that I know about your stories. But the interesting thing, obviously, is that they're trying to ban or prescribe the satellite porn channel, which is Erotica Rendezvous. And what we're trying to do is we are genuinely trying to make a film of Alistair's story and broadcast it on Erotica Rendezvous. Now, I know some of you are thinking this is a bit of a joke, but it's not. We've actually got... I wonder if you come on. This is Roger Kinsberg. Please welcome him.
Hello, hi, Roger.
Hi, Roger. Thank you for coming along. Hi. And tell us what you do, Roger.
Well, I'm the president of the channel known as Erotica Rendezvous, which is a porn channel.
And we are genuinely going to make the film. Is that not right?
Well, if you get the rights, we'll do it, but...
And we have actually approached, it's completely true, I don't know whether we told you, this might be a surprise, we actually have approached some prominent Labour MPs to ask if they'll appear in it. We've written some letters off to Glenda Jackson because she's not afraid of a nude scene. I don't know if you know Women in Love, it's a fantastic film, great artistic merit, very good. And we also have asked Robin Cook if he'd do it, for no other reason than he's a cheap, smutty shagger. So that's what we want. Just before we say goodbye to you and depart, do you want to just, if we've got a message for Tony Blair and his press secretary and Alistair Campbell, have you got one for him?
Yeah, I'd love him to give you the right to produce this film, and what we'll do, since we broadcast encrypted usually, I think if you get to produce this film, we will broadcast it unencrypted, so the whole of Europe can enjoy it. And
Roger Kinsberg, thank you very much, Roger. Fantastic. Some people just sort of say to me, Mark man, no, hang on a minute, no, geezer, easy, Mark man, geezer, man, listen, right, you talk it, man, you talk it, right, but you don't use them anymore, man, you don't use the drugs, why don't you use the drugs anymore, man, geezer, and it's because this is what I'm like without them. I really don't need them, I really seriously don't, and especially, I mean, the thing is, prohibition has failed, that's the gig, that's the fact. And you can ban any drug you like, and people will find a way of using it, and if they can't get hold of that, they'll find something else. You don't think that solvent abuse is the drug of choice. No, kids don't go, what shall I go? Coke, Evo stick. It's what you've got. And Coke is a shit drug. It genuinely is, because it makes your ego enormous and your penis minuscule. You're charging around going, I am God, I am sex, I am love, I am elusive. And the amazing thing is, Jack Straw says you cannot decriminalise cannabis because cannabis use is linked to crime. That's because it's illegal, you thick twat. If you ban something, then someone use it, it will be linked to crime. If we banned communion wafers, overnight the Archbishop of Canterbury will become a gangland leader. If Jack Straw is saying that people who are stoned are committing crime, I want to know what crime stoned people are committing. Is it burglary? Because when I was stoned, I couldn't find the house keys. If we've got stoned burglars, you don't need security alarms. You just need chocolate all round the window ledge. I just find it preposterous. And the thing is, I mean, mates of mine actually believe we should legalise all drugs, including heroin, which we should make available on prescription. And I personally just think, prescription? You have got to find a cheaper way than that.
I was suffering from cancer. After an operation, I was on an intense course of chemotherapy. First week, I didn't use any cannabis and felt rotten. And the rest of the course, I did, and it assisted me.
Well, what we'd like to do is talk to Mr. Straw just about about reconsidering the law pertaining to medicinal uses of cannabis.
Got arthritis of the spine up to my neck. I've had spinal surgery twice, both failed. steroids injected into my nervous system, and I've just basically got to spend the rest of my life taking morphine.
One of the things that Mr. Straw said is there's no evidence to support the research of cannabis as a medicinal drug, and these people want to talk to him about it and say that there is.
It really doesn't matter what they want to talk to him about.
What's the medical condition you got, Hamish?
Multiple sclerosis.
And you use cannabis, don't you?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's alleviated the spasms in my legs, it's regulating my sleep, it's lifting the depression.
So we can't get in here?
No, it's
okay.
just for his constituents.
Is there any way that we... Oh, there is. No.
When he comes, he's not
Home
Secretary, he's Member of Parliament for Blackburn.
Right. But is there any other way we can meet him? Because, I mean, normally what happens is I've written to him at the Home Office before, and I've had sort of like God knows who sort of write back, and it's just been sort of like official letters.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that we're saying is that, you know, personal... Will he speak to us on the way? Are you sure?
Positive,
yeah. Okay, and what...
You on the way out after the surgery.
Fantastic, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. Do appreciate that. There's a police that have just arrived here. We've got a special branch man over there. He was very nice but wouldn't tell me if he had a gun. And then he said in a very jovial way, I'm supposed to say, I have got a gun, but now I have to kill you.
So what can I do for you?
We're all basically disabled for one thing or another.
Right. I can obviously see what this
personally, yeah, I've got a spine problem. I'm in constant pain.
Right. Okay.
I'm given morphine every day of the week.
Right.
And that's all they give me for medicine.
Right. Okay.
I smoke cannabis.
Right.
To help alleviate.
Right.
Not just for that, don't get me wrong, but it does help alleviate the side effects from morphine.
Right. What's your I see obviously you are disabled. What's
multiple sclerosis I have, and I also use cannabis.
Right, okay.
I'm a former cancer patient, and I used cannabis on an intensive course of chemotherapy.
And it's also worth noting that Dave doesn't use cannabis now that he is in remission, so it was used purely during that period of time.
I think I've a rough idea of the point you want to make, but
just like to ask you why you won't legalise or at least get it under control, so you know we're not branded as criminals. We're not criminals.
Because I must use cannabis. Because it's the only thing I found that can help me.
Clarify that one, because that's a very important question. Why must he be a criminal?
Well, it's because under the Misuse of Drugs Act, Parliament has decided, as virtually every other country in the world has decided, that there are some drugs whose potential effect is so dangerous that they should not be made generally available. Okay.
Well, what are the dangers of cannabis?
The dangers. I will send you material on which the research about the dangers of cannabis. As I said,
do you not think you should know those?
Well,
please
yes, but
hang
on a second. I'm not a doctor. I don't presume to be a doctor. There are scientists have come to the conclusion about the potentially dangerous effects of cannabis. All right. There's plenty of research evidence about this. Since you say shouldn't I? Well, you may say rubbish, all right?
I'm sorry, but that's rubbish.
But let me just say this:
Who are we harming? Where's the? If it's a crime, where's the victim?
Well, it doesn't follow that because there are no deaths from a particular drug that it's therefore not harmful. I mean,
come on. Cigarettes, tobacco is a killer.
Right, no.
I don't drink alcohol because I think it's too dangerous.
Normally, the outcry when people are faced with dangerous drugs is why isn't the government controlling them more? A drug which was actually quite good for its original purpose, called thalidomide, was brought onto the market in the 1960s. It caused terrible, terrible side effects because it wasn't tested properly. Babies were born deformed. One of the consequences of that was that the law on the testing of drugs was tightened up. Now, what is said is that continued use of cannabis can cause personality disorders. I mean, that is said, right? Has many other serious side effects. There is an advisory council on the misuse of drugs, which is chaired by some very distinguished scientists. They say to me that cannabis should not be made generally available, as, for example, aspirin is, or toothpaste. And I respect that decision, and unless there was overwhelming evidence the other way, I would certainly not go to the House of Commons to change the law. Now, excuse me, I have one more question, then I have to go.
This is the question. Dave had testicular cancer, Hamish got MS, Stan has got arthritis at the back here. They are the patients, they are the people who suffer from the pain, they are the people who need to control muscle spasticity or whatever. They have chosen to use cannabis as the most effective control of that pain. If they were now to produce cannabis in this office here and light it to alleviate that pain or control those symptoms, the police officers around them that are in this room now would arrest them
Well, I hope they don't, and I'd